Hey guys, my name's Kurtis, and usually Chelsey's here with me, but today she's behind the camera monitoring audio for this video. We make weekly videos about travel, photography, and video content just like this. And most importantly, we usually bring our little adventure buddy Kona with us on all our adventures. So if you guys like any of those things, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing and a reviewing of the Voical Air wireless microphone system by a company called Pixel. Basically, it's a little microphone that you can pin to your shirt or to your subject so that you can pick up just the subject's voice and hopefully not any of the background noise. Also, if you want to get creative, you can pair it with a GoPro or a 360 cam or something like that. So imagine you're walking to a restaurant and you don't want to have this big huge setup with a camera and a mic on top of it. You can just have this little tiny GoPro with a lav mic clipped to your shirt, so you can still pick up really good audio and get cool visuals as well. So first we're going to unbox this fairly quickly so we can get on with some tests. So in the box comes with this very nice carrying case, which is always nice to keep things organized. Inside the carrying case, you have a cold shoe mount, the receiver, and a transmitter, as well as a USB Type-C charging cable. Yes, it actually comes with a USB Type-C charging cable, something that I wasn't expecting for a budget lavalier mic system like this, so it's really awesome to see. Usually you only get that on higher end products. As well, you also get the lav mic itself, which is awesome because I think the other leader in this space is Rode, and when you buy their wireless lav system, you don't get the wireless mic, you just get the transmitter and the receiver, so that's awesome to see as well. Another feature that I want to point out is that you actually get a screen on the transmitter and the receiver so that you know that you're actually recording audio and you're not just flying blind. Now, Pixel claims that this has a distance of 70 meters, which is like ridiculous. And I really want to see if it'll actually go that far. I actually don't know a scenario where you're actually going to need 70 meters distance out of a product like this. So if it does reach 70 meters or anywhere close to that, I'm going to be really impressed. One of the best parts about this whole package is that it's only about $129, which is insane value when you compare it to other products out there already. Okay, so here we're at a local park and we got a little bit of a breeze in the air, and there's obviously a ton of people that keep walking back and forth. So right now what we're going to do is go through a couple tests so that you guys can see the difference of different mics and what they do, and hopefully give you an idea of what the lav mic system sounds like compared to some other options that you might have at your disposal. Okay, so right now we're obviously in the same park, but now we have no mic plugged in. So this is just the mic straight out of camera, and I'm using a Sony a7 III. So with no mic plugged in, I'm about 2 arms lengths away from the camera, and this is what the audio would sound like just straight out of camera. I'm assuming it's not too great, and you can probably hear some wind, and you can probably hear the bikes and probably the stroller over here behind me go back and forth. And as I start to back up, it probably gets even harder to hear me, and you can probably pick up even more background noise. And if I start going away from the camera like this, the audio probably gets even worse. So now we have a directional mic. We have the Rode Wireless Go plugged into the a7 III right on top. So basically what this does is try to pick up any noise that's directly in front of it, which is why it's called the directional microphone. It's pretty good at about an arm's length distance away. Again, I'm 2 arms lengths away from the camera, so the audio should be pretty good. It also has a wind muff on it, so it should cut out any of the breeze that is going through here right now, which isn't a lot, but if there was, it should cut out a lot of it. Now that we have a little bit of a nicer mic plugged in, you probably should cut out a lot of the background noise around me as well, and it should be very focused on my voice. However, if I start backing up like this, again, it probably gets really hard for you to hear me, and I probably got to speak up a little bit so that you can hear into the camera. So now we have the wireless mic system hooked up. As you can see, I just have it clipped right here. So something that's kind of unique about the system is that if you don't have the wireless mic on you or you're kind of in a pinch, you can pin the transmitter right to your collar, and then you can use it as kind of a mic. It's probably not the best setup, and there's a little bit of a breeze right now, so I'm assuming you're going to be able to hear a little bit of it in the camera, which is totally fine. Again, this is probably more if you're in a bit of a pinch. What's different between this and the other mics that we were using is that if I back up, because it's wireless, you should be able to hear me just the same back here as you did as I was standing to the camera. And it probably doesn't matter if I move over here, you can probably hear me just as good. Again, there just might be a little bit of wind noise because the mic here is just exposed to the outside elements right now. Okay, so now finally I have the lav mic clipped onto my shirt here and then run down to the receiver that's just on my belt here. This one should be the most crisp and the most clear because it's really close to my mouth. Now we have the wind muff on it, and it's a little bit of a better microphone because it's gonna cut out a lot of the wind noise. Again, it's really close to me, so you shouldn't hear anything in the background. It should just be my voice. And now the best part of this whole thing is that as I back up, you should be able to hear me just as good. The audio quality should be like better than any of the other systems that we just used previously. no matter how far away from the camera I go. Now, the last thing I want to test is the distance. So Pixel said that this has a range up to 70 meters, which is like absolutely insane. I honestly don't think it'll reach that far. So what I'm going to do is just back up and be the Verizon Wireless guy, and you can see if you can hear me or not. So can you hear me now? 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 Really? Can you hear me now? You can still hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me clear as day with no interruptions in quality? There's no cutting in or out. I don't know, this isn't really a scientific review because I didn't measure how far back I went, but I want to say that was pretty close to 70 meters. Like, I know a football field's about 100 meters. I'm pretty familiar with that. So I'd say that was like a good distance away. And I don't know what scenario you would actually want to be recording somebody that far away and expect to get good audio. So now that you've heard the options with all the 3 different mics, hopefully you can make the decision about which mic is best for you. When it comes to the Pixel Voical Air, this is probably something that I can see Chelsey and I definitely using. So now this isn't a scientific review, but now that you've heard all 3 different options, I'll let you guys decide which option is best for you. I definitely think this is something that Chelsey and I are going to be using. I could definitely see us using this and pairing it with a GoPro or a 360 camera or something like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to check out the Voical Air, we'll leave a link in the description below. If you guys liked this video and thought it was helpful, please hit that like button. It actually helps us out. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more weekly videos, and we'll see you guys on the next one.